My concern here is this. We need to understand our customer's mission, but there are times when that mission runs deep and the customer doesn't always want to share it. How about this case study? And I'll turn it over here in just a moment to Mike, but how about this case study for just a moment? This customer right here in the Bay Area, and you know what put this customer in the market? Very, very difficult situation. For this particular customer, very, very happy in her home. Very happy. Loved her home, loved her neighborhood, loved everything about it. But her mother has Alzheimer's. And mom went for a walk and got confused and got on a bus and ended up in one of the worst parts of Oakland, California, some ways away from where she lived. The family was in something of a panic after that, and they had to sit down and have the meeting. What do we do with mom? Anybody ever had that conversation? How hard is that conversation? It's one of the most difficult things you will ever go through, only to find that somebody's life had to change in order to accommodate because mom could no longer live on her own. And my question to you is, how much does that customer want to walk through the door and say, are you a salesperson? Here's my situation. I'm proud of it. It's the type of thing that you're going to share only with somebody who looks like they care, who really deeply wants to know what your mission is. Can I tell you firsthand? That's my story. It's exactly what happened to my mom just last year. And we had to go through that situation after having my mom stranded and found by the police in Oakland, California. And it was a horrible thing to go through. And my mom went kicking and screaming out of the home that she was in. It was miserable. Now, God bless you if you're looking at home ownership as this wonderful joy of people's life, and that's fine. But sometimes people just have to move because that's the way life works. And again, I ask the question, how much does that customer want to rely on you? And I would suggest that the answer lies in how much you want to show that customer your care for their life. It's the question of whether my sales presentation is based on the customer or based on the home that I want to sell to the customer. That's the bottom line. I want to challenge you with the one word, why. Are you a what salesperson or are you a why salesperson? The what salesperson is constantly barraging the customer with what-based questions. The great salesperson is a why salesperson. Yes, I know you need 3 bedrooms, but why do you need 3 bedrooms? Yes, I know you need to move in 4 months, but why do you need to move in 4 months? When you think this through for just a moment, it solves the issues of those customers whose mission is deep, but needs to be shared. There's something about great salespeople who let that cue take place. They listen behind the words. They find the little gap, the little pause in the conversation. It's the little hiccup, the little sigh, the little look up and to the right while that customer is trying to figure out how I'm going to answer that question. And the great salesperson says, there's more, there's more. Words to live by, you ought to etch them in your brain. Tell me more about that. Great salespeople make a living off of tell me more about that. If you've ever done any time in a counselor's office, you know firsthand. Tell me more about that is a staple of professional counselors. Tell me more about that. Because the issues rarely lie on the surface. They go deep. All right, before I turn it over, can I just ask you, challenge yourself on this. Ask yourself the question, are my questions that I'm asking my salespeople, that I'm asking my customers, are they based on strategy? Or are they based on tradition? Am I asking questions because that's just how I've always asked the questions? When I first started the industry, I just adopted the last salesperson's questions. Who got them from the salesperson before her? Who got them from the salesperson before him? We don't know where all the questions started. We just know that they all ended up the same. But if you really want to connect with the customer, it means that you're going to have to go off the board a little bit. It means you're going to have to do one thing more than anything else. And I'll leave it with this because I just had this opportunity in Dallas late last week. I was walking around the room. We had a group exercise going on with the client I was working with. And a salesperson, she's been in the company for about a year, and she's hitting home runs right and left. She's just great. And I looked down at her notes. I couldn't help myself. I was walking around the room. I saw her notes, and she had written in huge all caps on the left side of her page 2 words, be curious. I love that. I think it's the essence of what we do to deeply understand the mission of our customer's life. How curious are you? And mark my words, it's a skill set more than it's a characteristic. It can be developed. How curious are you to truly understand your customer's mission?